know my husband yesterday, we had something to do, and he's asking me, what did I want for my birthday? And my answer was like, whatever you want to get, whatever, I don't care. And I'm like, it's Tuesday, my birthday's Saturday. Like, you've had all year, and you just decided to think of what am I going to get you. And then I didn't say any of this, guys. This was all in my head, a whole
Of course, the
conversation.
whole.
And then I thought, but this is who he is. He is like a last minute shopper. He will wait till December 24th, but he'll still go and make sure that it's something
Mm-hmm.
thoughtful in his what he feels, like if he likes lists, he'd rather be giving choices because he's like, I don't want to F it up with
Yeah.
me or the kids or anything. He's just like that person. But I really got quiet and I was like, I don't really need anything. I would like for us maybe to go do, we're going on a trip, but I was like, maybe later in the winter go somewhere because I like the cold. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, he doesn't. So that's a big deal. And then as I start talking, it was funny because I had to start laughing because I said, but then, I had all these like comments and I was like, forget it. Because I'm going to have to plan it and take over. So it's not even going to come from you. And I'm going to be like, I did this. It wasn't like your idea. And he's like, exactly. Like, like, and I had to go home and tell myself, like, we've got to really work on this.
And I think
This
everybody.
thing. And he's like, you don't like surprises. You know what our calendars look like. I cannot, it's just, our lives are not like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Where did I get this idea that I want to be whisked away? And,
I do. That would be kind of cool.
he
Like,
says that I would not, that I would freak out.
would you though?
I think so, unless
Wait.
it's you.
Welcome to the Delulu Magic Podcast. I'm Paola,
And I'm Gabby.
and this is one of my favorite months personally because it's Gabby's birthday, and our birthdays are 2 weeks apart, so we get to do a ton of celebrating.
Oh my gosh. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about birthdays and celebrations.
Yes.
And to continue with our theme of joy and just sitting with it for a moment, I sent it to Paula because I thought, let's talk about something happy. And again, it's both of our favorite times of the year since we met. And then when we realized, because when we met, it was right before your quinceañera.
It was.
It was like
yes.
right before. And I remember you told me, and I mean, and here I come, and I had mine already that, right?
I
And then so
know.
I come.
I wish I could.
And we had the greatest time.
It was.
And so then when I turned 16, we wore matching outfits. We wore the pleated little pink skirts with the, or did we wear with the thigh?
Thought we were so.
socks? Were we wearing Timberlands?
No.
It was like the boots that look kind of like
We were
that,
so
right?
cool.
We were, but we matched. Okay, so it was such a fun thing. And as I sat back like the past few days, like looking back because I made some notes and I was thinking of the birthdays. When you think about that, all the birthdays, like we've been with each other, all these versions of each of us, right?
Yes.
So it showed me that I was like, wow, how special that we've been able to do and celebrate our birthdays. Of course, we had years that we got to be adults and all the things, and that we weren't always together, but we always made sure to make a day at some point to get together with. And then as we progressed in life, now some days we went to the park to have a picnic. The other days,
Like a little getaway. Because
Yes,
of course,
yeah.
then you have kids
Yes.
and you're like, okay, I'm trying to run around, but still making that like time to make it special.
Yeah, and so I found that it was what I realized what it was like that I've always been very mindful of kind of pausing that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, especially with the minute I became a mother, I wanted to be over the top. And I came from my upbringing. I mean, I think I stopped having birthdays. My parents, obviously the quinceañera, but that was massive. It's because just that was the baby, and I wanted it
That's how
that
we
way.
do.
Now when
That's
I
how we do.
realize, and it's funny because the momager now she was the one that choreographed my quinceañera, so shout out to her,
That's so funny.
to Bamboya Chia, and we had the best time. She was 18 or 19, and we were 15,
And it was a lot of y'all.
We
That's
had
back when
8
you had
couples.
all the chambelán.
and I had 2 limos, a white one and a black one. That was how I rolled in A-Leaf. And so it was amazing seeing the way I'm talking about it, but that we've had, anyway, adulthood, I still celebrated. I had
Our
like,
21st. My
yes.
21st.
a 21st
Y'all
birthday.
don't know Houston Cristal.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't I
I don't even know if
forgot.
that's still open.
But yeah,
Probably
the
is.
dancing and being with people, but just that for the presence of being together, that interaction, how healing. And now look, decades and decades, and we have so much memories, creating the memories, and going back to being a mom. I every year I'm like, oh my gosh, another year. Like this is the day you were born. Like life didn't have all this light in it before the day you were
Yeah.
here. So as I'm getting older, I tell myself that too.
I think you've been really good. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always at celebrating your birthday. I feel like I haven't, like, once I had the
Yes.
kids, it was like so much about their birthdays. And my daughter, my youngest, is like probably like, no, 7 days. Yeah,
Yes.
after 9 days after mine.
Yes.
So I end up always like focusing on that. I'm like, oh, it's just like, okay, great, it's another day. Or, oh, yeah, I could be celebrated. But I never made it such a
No.
big thing until I think last year and this year, like these last couple of years.
Well, when you turned 40, we made you.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah,
We
I didn't
took a
even, I
trip.
wasn't even going to
No,
do a
you-
40th
yeah,
birthday. I was like, oh, it's fine.
And we did.
And I'm so
Yes.
glad we did because we got
Yeah.
some awesome photos. It was just like such an amazing time.
Yeah.
And I feel like people need to celebrate themselves more. And I think it came down back then to just self-love, self-appreciation. And on another note, like even I was just thinking about this because today I have no makeup on.
No,
just
you
think
look
I'm
great.
I'm all like
I wouldn't
just in
be able to
case.
tell.
Because I had a
You're
treatment done.
glowing.
I sell some of the products, and it's basically a biostimulator to help like stimulate collagen in a very natural way. But I've been in the aesthetics field for about 18 years now. But back then, even though I had laser hair removal devices, skin tightening devices, I would never take the time to do them on myself. Because I was always like so busy. Oh, I'll treat you. I'll treat my mom. But I would never make time for myself. And I started noticing, again, these patterns that we have. And it was always, oh, I'll put myself last. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to celebrate myself, birthdays, and let my husband know and my family know that now that's, something that's important to me. Because it is hard when you've set such a precedence. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. And all of a sudden I'm like, no, now I want you to wake up and like
Make it all special. But I think because we fall back into that, I wanted you to know what I wanted. Like
Yeah, I
you
wanted
should
you to
have
read
been
my
reading my
mind.
mind, right? I did not. I got married. And my husband comes from. They didn't sell. He wasn't celebrated. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how I feel like it. So he was anti-celebration. Then he came into my massive Mexican family where it was like 150 people at every gathering and for every weekend
everything's
and
a
all that,
party.
and everything's a party. And so it was very saturating for him, but he liked it. But he didn't like for himself. I love celebrating him because I'm like, I want you to feel loved and know what that feels like and all that. And now he's come along, like he enjoys it, and he's
And
like,
you're
yeah,
so good at
I
that.
want to. But wait, I love doing it, but I didn't like it being done for me because I felt like you kind of like it. Again, remember, guys, my birthday it's coming this weekend, and we've had so much in my family that by the time we hit this time, my family's tapped out. They're like,
wow.
what do you want to do? What do you want? Like my youngest daughter, it was funny because she said something. She needed to buy something. She's got her little money, and then she's like, "Well, what do you want? Because everything I've given you, I don't know if you use it. And I mean, you really need to tell me." And I started to say, "You should know," and I was like, "She doesn't know. How would she know if I don't express it?" So I just said to her, "We'll watch a movie Sunday," and she's like, "Oh, are you sure?" Because like she wanted me to feel seen, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I've done that where I've made her feel like I don't matter. And then I going back, I keep thinking to myself now, I want them to know they matter. And because I've done it, it shouldn't be just what they see me doing for them, but also for myself.
Yes,
So
because
that's-
our kids, it does not matter what we tell them. Like the way they're going to parent and the way where they're going to be in a relationship is the way they saw us acting. It's just something that naturally happens. Like now I'm like, I feel like I've turned into my mom, right? With certain habits that I used to be like, what are you doing? Like, can you just sit down for a second? Can you just sit here and watch this movie? And now that's me, and I have to be really intentional. And I'm like, these dishes can wait. This I have, I can clean later. Like I'd be sitting there, washing dishes while they're all watching. And I'm like, I'm watching, it's okay. And I'm like,
No,
this can wait till later. This is intentional time that I could sit down, and
So
spend
creating
with them.
for the celebrations and not just birthdays, but like milestones or things that you are sitting with that you're gonna actually sit and pause and be intentional, and then you're gonna by default you're gonna have a connection connection happening, and then creating memories, right? And then built in, like I love how you, and we kind of said this in a way, but I was like how you have found in your family for birthdays and for like holidays that you've said, and I always thought, oh, well, That must be nice because you don't have to worry about external. So tell us a little bit about how you do in your home, the four of y'all,
For like
for
the
birthdays
birthdays.
and milestones and celebrations like holidays.
I usually like I just reserve it for just the four of us because I want to be really intentional. And this could be a little bit crazy, and I think it's because if you didn't feel seen, I'm like, oh, I want them to feel really seen. I want to really spend like quality time with them. For me, it's about quality time, especially on their birthdays and on my birthday. And I just let people know, hey, we can celebrate together. Like, let's say parents, grandparents and external family. We can celebrate, but let's do it a couple days before, a couple days after, and kind of planning it out. Because on their specific birthdays, I just like it for it to be the four of us. And I don't know, maybe I took it too far. I enjoy it because eventually they're going to be out of the house
They're
and
almost
they're going to
there.
have
I was gonna tell you that they're almost there. Like I mean,
spouses
this
or
is like my birthday this year. I did when I turned 40. That was my like I would call it my start of like I what do I want to do? And me and my husband left. Right, we had a, and it. I remember thinking, oh my gosh. Now seeing it from now, I'm like I kind of wish I had taken my kids with me because I would have had those memories. But I had an amazing time. My husband, I needed at that time I needed that because
yeah.
still had a lot of like my mental health that, and I needed a break. But I remember thinking, oh, it's the first birthday I won't be with him and I'm going to regret this. And it was fine. I had a great time, have great memories. Came home, we actually had a dinner and that's what I like to do with them. But what you're saying, they're going to be gone. They are gone. Like my daughter is not going to be here this weekend for my birthday. And I talked to her this morning and I said, she was saying something and I was like, well, maybe just send me a postcard. Maybe, FaceTime me. I was like, this is what we're going to, and she kind of laughed, but I was like, this is where I'm at. And I'm grateful I took the time all the years when they were home. So I will say that it's good that you do it that way because you're so close. I mean, your oldest is a senior. Like I said, next year she'll be in college and probably in finals by 2027, whatever, will be in finals for her birthday.
And when they're adults, I
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, hey, you're 20, but hey, tell your boyfriend he can't come over on your birthday because I want it all for myself.
Well,
You
they're
know, at
gonna
some
be,
point,
yes, yeah, they're gonna want to do their own. Mine, I let them do like their own thing, like this. Yeah, say my daughter was not here her birthday because I was like, I'm very for now with because the ages mine are that I'm like, what would I have wanted to do, and what would I have wanted my parents to support me with instead of making me kind of like that.
or
You
feel
don't know how to
guilty
feel
or
guilty. So learning that I can celebrate myself, and a lot of times you go and do stuff with other people that really light you up. Sometimes the obligation of staying and doing things for the sake of
even though
yeah.
when we were teens on our birthdays, I'm like, I don't want to be home.
Oh well, I know.
Like,
I
I have stuff
that.
to
But I'm
do.
like the irony, guys, is that if I have secrets, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, I have stuff, I have plans.
But she does. I think it's a really good thing, though. I
is
find that it is because for you, I know that that's an important to have that connection.
Yeah.
And very, very much like that. We're gonna focus on that. We're gonna be together, and and then
I make
go
it like
on
yes
and do
day. I'm
stuff.
like whatever, like basically whatever that person wants on that day, like that person gets.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
so,
then on my birthday, I get to pick the movie. Like that's so important to me because I'll like bring back whatever, and nobody can make fun of me for whatever I pick.
oh my gosh, our movies sometimes are not appropriate though,
Well, no,
and
not
they are not
those.
that great. Sometimes I'm like,
Kid movie.
what am I thinking? Oh God, to start
Like
playing
Milo and Otis. Like I want to watch Milo and Otis maybe this year.
Oh, you're so
Do you know like stuff
sweet.
that we used to watch
But
when they were
you weren't
little?
watching that at 17 and
No, I wasn't. My kids are different than I am. I hope.
I'm
They're
like,
probably like,
they like K-pop, no, and all that stuff.
K-pop's so good.
I'm gonna watch it probably with Lily. That's probably what I'm gonna ask her for.
Now that's going to be the song that lives rent free in your
Oh
head.
God, if
They're-
those stay in
they're
there.
so
So
good.
yeah, so the celebrations, yes, they have like so music in there and people and like meals. Mine, I grew up with again a big family, so we had a lot of like. I look forward to it. I miss those days now, because I had it for a long time. I have a lot of cousins, and we always had like food and just being together and catching up. And then you grow up, go into real life, and it gets less and less.
Yeah.
So I find that I want to do more with my own, right? Again, too, with my own. It's a lot of kids, and then with my friends, I love celebrating my friends. There's nothing I love more than that. I love just people making them know how special. Again,
You are so good
they
at that.
Are here and how much I love them.
And I think that's such a good habit. Like you were saying, like you've turned
Yeah.
it internal. Like we love celebrating our friends, right? But when it's your birthday, treating yourself in
Yeah.
that same manner.
Yes.
I think it's so
I was
important.
trying to have this Friday off, and then it's just life's gonna happen. But it's fine because my birthday's not Friday, so I had to do my little talk to myself, and I was like, so you get Saturday, you can do stuff on your own for a few hours, and then it's busy weekend. We have homecoming. And I'm so grateful
Yeah.
that it's on my birthday. I kind of, my son was a little like, hey, I was like, no, I mean, you'll be in college next year. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
me and just down to one kid. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's my gift, like my big celebration. And that celebrating him too, that it's his last homecoming and just anything that life gives us, I think is just, I'm learning to savor, like really, really, like you say, like soak
Mm-hmm.
it all in. And
Yes.
it's happened this year, so I want to encourage people to just, it's kind of same. You could do this every day, like with
Mm-hmm.
little art where we talk about like the micro joys, but just really taking time
Yeah.
for special things. Make sure that you
Mm-hmm.
that being together with people, it's been proven by so much psychology and everything that what it does for our physical health
Well, all
and
the
our
chemicals
mental.
that it helps us
Yeah,
like release, right?
yeah.
I think is that's what gives us that dopamine and all the like different
The oxytocin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think finding microjoy just like this morning I woke up and I got a text and it's so easy. Like even when we talking about your thoughts create your reality, yes,
Mhm.
it's easy to say, but doing it, you have to be so intentional, even
Mhm.
with microjoy. I
Mhm.
got the text and it was like a really good text. And I was like, oh, great. And moved on, text the person back. And then like 2 minutes later, I was like, wait, like, thank you, God. Like, that was such a, I've
Oh,
been thinking
yeah.
about that thing or following up with this
Yeah.
person. And it's like so amazing.
It
And
came
really
through.
taking a moment to be grateful because the more that you can focus on
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
then more of that is just going to come in. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, what else is going to come in
Well,
today?
yeah, it is, and you saw it so quickly
Yeah.
because you paused again, like kind of like being like, okay, I'm gonna focus on my day.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, and I love that you told me the other day about we can't go like look forward or back. It's just like today. So tying it into like celebrating your day
Mm-hmm.
because that is a celebration itself. That
Yeah.
is something you weren't expecting, and you could have just flown by it and been like, oh, and tonight when you laid down, maybe you remembered, and it wouldn't have made a difference like it did
Exactly.
when you actually looked at it.
Exactly.
So tell me some ways that you have learned to celebrate yourself,
Ooh.
which we get talks about the self love a little.
I think well, so in the morning I've starting and actually it's funny. So my husband also, so he's been very much into law of attraction,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, again, when your thoughts create your reality and you don't want to necessarily shove stuff down somebody's throat,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And but there's certain things that he does where I'm like, "Oh, well we could do this better." Right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to control or critique
We're
because
just
I'm
gonna
learning.
accept and love.
Everybody but lately he's been like really into like, oh, let's just play this like let's say Neville or who's the other big guy? Why am I drawing a blank?
Joe Dispenza?
The Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon
Yeah,
Hill.
yes.
And oh, let's just like let's play that all day,
In the
on
background.
YouTube. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I love that. Um, I forgot what my point was right now.
Well, because how you celebrate yourself, like what things
Oh,
that you're
and
doing for
so this
yourself.
thing that he actually
Yeah.
heard, and I was like, oh, so we've started doing this in the morning. What we actually like is a sticky note because we
Mm-hmm.
have to remember, right? Like on
Mm-hmm.
the mirror. And one of the things I start off with is just like telling myself like how much I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
And one, I feel like that is a way to celebrate yourself. And I
Mm-hmm.
tell myself how amazing I am, how I can do all these things, how like I've proven to myself, whatever it is, you
Mm-hmm.
right? Oh my God, you've done this, you've done that, like all the different things that we've been able to accomplish. Because I think sometimes our self confidence can wean and
Mm-hmm.
wane, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you're
Yeah.
not feeling like the best that day because maybe something didn't go your way.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's a way that I've started celebrating myself, and it starts off in a really, it feels really good, and because I it automatically like just starts my day off in the right foot.
Yeah.
What else do I do that celebrates myself? I mean, daily, I don't know. I think that's one of the main things. But during my birthday, I just tell people I'm a little bit more. I tell people I guess what I expect a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more, how I would
Mm-hmm.
like the day to go, because I've learned that
Mm-hmm.
they can't read my mind, and if it doesn't go exactly, or
Yeah.
not that it has to go
Yes.
exactly my way,
It does.
then I might have
Just
feelings
kidding.
about it. I'm like, okay, well, this, I didn't start off with breakfast in bed, and
Yeah.
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
So I kind of give my expectation or what I like, not my
Mm-hmm.
expectation, and that way it just kind of goes a little bit more
A
smoothly.
little. It
Yeah.
does. Where do you think we got the breakfast in bed? From the commercials?
I think so. I don't know because I always felt like I wanted to do that for my mom. So I'm like,
But
why do
you?
people
I'm
have to
curious because I thought that for years. That was like in my head. I never
put like a
said
little
it.
flower and
I
like a
never.
little?
I mean, I did get a few on so many years. I've been my mom 23 years, but it was not like wow. Like me, I'm like, bring me, let me wake up, and my cup of coffee is next to
Mm-hmm.
me, and then I could kind of just lay in bed for a while, and then I'll talk to people, my kids or whatever, my
Mm-hmm.
husband, and that's my ideal morning, like,
Yeah.
for my birthday. But I don't know, but see, actually the perfect one is looking at the ocean. You're in the
Well, I
ocean,
mean that.
when that's
Yes, that I
happening.
would like to wake
That
up and
that
open
that
my.
is that is what I will be doing at one point for a few birthdays, because my kids will probably be like, "We don't have time for you." Um,
They can all FaceTime at the same time.
yeah, that would be great. You could do a little
While
group
you
call.
sip on your coffee in front of the ocean.
That's the on the dream of birthdays. But I love that the slowness. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy you're celebrating yourself and you're
Yeah.
feeling that you can recognize. And speaking up is a big thing. Like, that's growth. That's
Especially because I feel like
Yeah,
that's always been difficult for me. One, to actually figure out, okay, what it is exactly that I want. How would I want to
yeah.
my day to go, and where it's not about somebody else, where it's just about me.
Hmm.
But also just saying it because I'm like, oh, I'm being too much,
Yeah.
right? The, oh, you're being too much, you're asking for too
Hmm.
much, which
Hmm.
really it's not. It's like one day out of the
You
year that
know,
you're, or 2 days because your Mother's Day also.
I know my husband yesterday, we had something to do, and he's asking me, what did I want for my birthday? And my answer was like, whatever you want to get, whatever. I don't care. And I'm like, it's Tuesday. My birthday's Saturday. Like, you've had all year, and you just decided to think of what am I going to get you. And then I didn't say any of this, guys. This was all in my
Mm-hmm.
head, a whole
Of course, the
conversation.
whole.
And then I thought, but this is who he is. He is like a last minute shopper. He will wait till December 24th, but he will still go and make sure that it's something
Mm-hmm.
thoughtful in his what he feels. Like, if he likes lists, he'd rather be giving choices, because he's like, I don't want to f it up with
Yeah.
me or the kids or anything. He's just like that person. But I really got quiet, and I was like, I don't really need anything. I would like for us maybe to go do, we're going on a trip, but I was like, maybe later in the winter go somewhere, because I like the cold. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, he doesn't, so that's a big deal. And then as I start talking, it was funny, because I had to start laughing, because I said, but then, I had all these like comments, and I was like, forget it, because I'm gonna have to plan it and take over. So it's not even gonna come from you, and I'm gonna be like, I did this. It wasn't like your
Yeah.
idea. And he's like, exactly. Like, like, and I had to go home and tell myself, like, we've got to really work on this.
And I think
This
everybody's.
thing. And he's like, you don't like surprises. You know what our calendars look like. I cannot, it's just, our lives are not like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Where did I get this idea that I want to be whisked away? And, you
I
know,
do. That would be kind of cool.
he
Like,
says that I would not, that I would freak out.
would you though?
I think so, unless
Wait.
it's you. You show up. And then you have it cleared. Because you would clear my schedule. You would do all the things.
My husband did do that one time.
I,
Remember we went
God,
to
remind me. 'Cause
Turks
I
and
couldn't.
Caicos,
Were you
which
freaked
was.
out?
But so we go to the airport. I don't know where we're going.
Did he tell you what to pack? I can't remember. Tell me
No,
the
he
story.
packed, but I had no bathing suit. I was like, "What are these outfits?" So we had to go, like, get some stuff
Yeah.
there. But that was fine.
Yes.
So it was, and it was really nice.
But
I
you're
liked
more
it.
laid back than me.
Yeah,
I'm such a type
Take
A,
me
like,
away. Pick my outfit.
Calvin.
Yeah,
Like the
put them out.
commercials.
Put a dress and be like, wear
Oh
this.
my
Meet me
gosh,
at this.
and that
I'd
sounds
be like,
amazing to me, but
have a car
I
pick me
couldn't do
up.
it. Like the
That's the problem. The movies have us up. Movies.
the 90s
because we're
rom-coms,
like, oh
where
my
all these
God.
ideas I just talked to you about. I'm like,
Yeah. Where's my car service with my dress and like the person that's
no,
coming?
we're not going to talk about that movie. What that car service was. Yeah. So I wanted, like, I think too about celebrations. Like, I've had a few people that are no longer here in my life from family members, and I always like that. Always kind of always reminds me that I'm like, oh, I'm grateful. I'm here. I get another year. I'm not
Mhm.
looking like thinking of aging. Like, I think of it as a gift now. There was a point that I kind of was getting like, a little like, oh my gosh, all these things are coming. But I'm so grateful. I feel probably better than I ever have, like I said before, in my adult years.
It's
Like,
amazing.
because mentally I'm good. I physically I do a lot better for myself. Like, just all around, like my relationships are good. Some could be a little better.
Your relationship with yourself.
Myself, like I have a
Like, it's
relationship with
top.
myself, like that in my faith, that to me.
Yes.
You know, I wake up every
Yes.
morning, you laugh. I'm like, when I tell you, I'm like, I have my coffee, I did my little today, I did my devotional and did my, every morning I do that now. Like I had never done those things before.
Me either.
Everything was just go, go, go. I gotta go do it, and I'm like in a bad mood and just never actually acknowledging that I need to sit sometimes. So now I really look forward to, like, this year I have found like birthdays are just, are extra special. I'm trying to be more open and voice my reality. And obviously it's a work in progress because I can't take anything. I can't say what and my poor husband has just got to deal with
Just
me.
have the combo in your mind.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
for women, we just want to not have to make any decisions. Again, this is the same thing we talked
Yeah.
about for Mother's Day. I
Yes.
don't want to have to figure out what's for dinner or what's for breakfast or, get a ton of questions other than, what movie would you like to
Logistics,
see or
I
what do
call
you
them.
want to, do
Yeah.
today. But I also think everyone's 100% is different. What you were saying about
Yeah.
your husband. I think some men, right? Their 100% is just different. We might be planning it out for a month and we're, all,
No,
it's all
yes.
special. And they're giving their 100% by, asking what it is.
Well, yes,
because
to
they're
be
probably
sure.
a little scared
Yes,
too.
yes.
They want
And
to
I'm
make
like,
sure they
and
do it the
25
right way.
years in, and I'm like, oh man, poor guy. I went to bed last night. I was like, I am a lot sometimes. I want to be
And
relaxed.
that's okay.
I know, and I'm accepting of it.
Before, again, as
Yeah.
women, we're like, oh my God, I don't want to be too much or say too much. And now it's so freaking freeing and amazing. Because I'm like, yes, sometimes I am too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm annoying myself. I need to chill out
Yes.
because I'm just in that mood or just in that, whatever it is, right? My hormones. But I'm like, it's okay. Because just like we're accepting of them when they're too much or when, I guess maybe there is not too much. People have big feelings and that's all right. And I'm going to have big feelings and that's okay. And I can share those feelings
Yeah.
and they're still going to love me.
Of course.
So, but I think for a long time, I don't know if you had that, not that they were not going to love you, but maybe not accept you as much or see you as difficult. Or I don't know what it was in my head.
Well, because I like to celebrate, I figured you were going to celebrate me the same way.
Yeah.
And it's not, because that's just not how you function. So I
Yeah.
I accept that now. But then again, here's another little throwing a little monkey in there. My children are so thoughtful with their father. Like Father's Day and his birthday, they are like all these things, and I hear them, and they're like all this stuff, and I'm like, again, here's my birthday, and I'm like, crickets. I don't. I'm sure they have whatever planned, but they've always
talk
been
about it in front of you.
But I
because
think
it's-
because with me, they just have more where it's like they know I like the intentional, like come be with me or like spend time with me or like that kind of stuff. And with him, they're very like, oh, I want to get him something nice, and it's really it's very thoughtful. But I'm like, I showed you how to be thoughtful.
I taught you that.
Their dad too, but it's just funny. And those are just presents and gifts, things like that. But I think we're going back to like celebrating. Like we could do so much more, like being with friends and having like laughing together, or going to go. We really enjoy being outdoors. Going to find things again that like really make you happy. Like I love now, like for myself, it's just like going to do something I want to do and for a couple
What are you
hours,
going to
and
make
that's
time
it.
for this Saturday?
This
Because I know it's
Saturday?
harder. It's homecoming for
Saturday, I think I've got a yoga class I signed up for, very not hard, nothing to kill myself. I said I was going to go to like a relaxed class, and then I'm gonna do meditation after that, and that'll be it. I'll probably have lunch with Lily, and but sit outside and read a book like that. That's because I have been so busy, and I've had years where it's just been like, yeah, I'm gonna go do all the things, and I'm gonna see you, and we're seeing friends over the next few days, so I'll still be celebrating all month.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's
we
what it
already
should
did. I mean, we did our staycation, and and then we keep going to your birthday, and then we get ready for the holidays, and it's just a party from here on.
I don't know. It feels like 40s has been pretty fun, and I feel like we look amazing. I don't feel like I would have thought, right? Even when we talked to the kids,
Yes.
right? And they're like, God, that's old. I thought that was such an old age when I was in my
Of
teens.
course, yes.
And now I'm like, God, 40 is pretty
We're
awesome. We feel great, mentally great.
Yeah.
We take care of ourselves. So
Oh, and then you find that you're secure, like in yourself, right? And you love yourself, so you could go and you could kind of do life, and start to find your. I think that's what it has been shown to me, like mostly this year, that I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, hey, You got this. You can. So it should be a thing that you celebrate every day and be grateful for of it.
Yes.
So we're gonna tell everybody to just what?
Celebrate yourself like it's your birthday every day.
Yeah, and then look and keep looking for your little, micro joys. Like, look at what it teaches you about your life. How it's worth celebrating. Look for things. I guess it's just look for the things in your life.
Yeah, because there's always something good.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
and I know it's sometimes, and we can talk about this in another episode of, because as I say it, I know that there's been times, and I'm sure for
Yes,
you too,
yeah.
where you're just so in the
Mm-hmm.
right? And think everything is overwhelming. Like you feel like you have to take care of everybody and you're just
Mm-hmm.
exhausted. You don't, right? We've all felt that where am I going to pull more from? I have like nothing to give. I'm just tired. And how am I going to look at these micro joys when
Or
I
look
don't
for
feel like there's
something.
anything?
Yeah.
Wake up and it's like that heaviness
Yeah.
of just life.
Mm-hmm.
And in those moments, I think it is a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can do an episode where we talk about, at least for me and for you, like how we were able to pull out of that. But I think you have to be, even in those times, even more intentional because there has to be something good. Just the fact that you woke up, even if it starts with that, the fact that you have feet to walk with, just the little things.
Well, gratitude stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that being in that space of gratitude and finding how to get out of it because
Yeah, when you're in it
yeah.
and ruminating,
Yeah.
it is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But there is always light at the end of the tunnel, just in case there are some people out there where they're like, what micro joy? I don't have anything to be happy about. There's always something little. So
No, and the more
everybody.
and the more you do it, things like that, the little things like sitting and being, go get yourself some good, right? And the weather's gonna start changing. Go get yourself, creamer for your coffee that you really like. Sit with it for a little bit outside.
Yes.
A show's gonna come out. Don't binge watch it. Save it for like 3 weeks so you could space it out. Like those are things that I find as micro joys, like because.
Yeah.
It's something that kind of like you look forward to and then you plan into your life,
Mm-hmm.
or going for a walk with a friend, scheduling. Like I will say that I think scheduling and planning, we've talked about this a lot of times, but putting it in there, like get it, whatever it is that you need to get done that's going to bring you,
In the calendar.
some joy or some kind of celebration of your life, put it in there. Like, look for it, reach out to people and then put it into your calendar, paper, phone, whatever, and commit to yourself.
Yeah.
So,
And let people celebrate you when they
Yes.
offer to take you out for coffee for your birthday
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
or at work too,
let
because I
them.
think a lot of people sometimes will be at work and they're like, oh, no biggie, don't bring anything because you don't want to bother people. But people themselves want to be, if you think about it, everybody
Yeah.
like share a meal together, or like laugh about something. I used to be like that too, that I was like, no,
Mhm.
like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Just, I want to go incognito. I do not. I feel my feelings are hurt after that.
It's like nobody got me a cake. What happened?
So we'll just finish up with, that life is worth celebrating. So
And so were you.
yes. So
Stay Delulu and make it happen.
thanks for watching.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Bye.